Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are taking a look at a sweet shop classic, and that is coconut ice. Now this classic sweet with its pink and white layers and intense coconut flavour is super easy to make and even customizable if you wish. Now to start, you want to grease and line a square or rectangle baking pan. Now I personally am just using one of my silicone trays. And in classic Ammy style, I have no baking parchment whatsoever, so fingers crossed, just spraying this with a bit of non-stick spray is gonna make sure it doesn't stick, hopefully. Next, in a heavy bottom saucepan, you want to combine 750 grams of sugar. Yep, this is not a healthy sweet at all. And then with 300 mils of coconut milk and a pinch of salt. Now, of course, you can use whole milk if you wish, if you don't want it to be so coconutty, or you could perhaps even use some nut milks like almond milk if you do prefer. Then you want to give that a good mix until a thick paste forms. And then you want to very slowly bring this up to a boil. Now, once this gets hot, it will act like just boiling milk and will foam up, so just be careful it doesn't overflow and then burn all over your heating element. Now once this is boiling, remove it from the heat. Now optionally here, you can throw in a shot or two of white rum. This will cut the sweetness of the final product slightly and give you a slight hint at a pina colada taste as well. Next, add in 275 grams of desiccated coconut. Now if you don't know what that is, it is just dried and unsweetened coconut. Now you want to give that a good mix to combine. Now if this mix is still very wet looking and feeling, you can add in a bit more desiccated coconut, but you do not want this mix to be too dry. Now once everything is fully mixed together, you want to pour 2/3 or a half, if it's easier, of your mix into your prepared baking dish or tray, and then give a smooth down of the top with a offset knife or spatula. Then with your remaining mix that's in the saucepan, add a few drops of pink or red food colouring and stir until you have an even colour. Then just pour that over the white part. Now I completely messed up my measurements and I didn't really have 1/3 of the pink mix, but that is fine, it is purely for aesthetics and no flavour is going to be affected by this. Now once all of the mix is in the pan, flatten out the top and let cool. Now this is a thick sugary mix and it will take many hours to cool. So if you think about placing it in the fridge to kind of speed up the process, don't do that because this is going to hold on to heat so well and you're basically just going to have a heater block in your fridge. So just let it cool at room temperature, that is the best thing to do for this mix. Now once cooled, you can remove it from your baking pan, cut it into squares, rectangles, bars, any shape you want. Now my mix is still a bit soft, and if yours is as well, just cut it into squares and then put some space between it and let the air get between them. This will dry out the outside of your squares as the sugar starts to crystallize. Then simply serve as is or store in an airtight container for later, or even wrap them up in little boxes and give them away as gifts, as this is very sweet and there is a lot of sugar in this obviously, so probably eating all of this to yourself may be a little bit much. And there you have it, coconut ice. Super simple, super easy to make. If you add in rum, you could always sprinkle over some dried pineapple cubes or something for that extra kick of pina colada flavouring. Now that wraps up this week's videos. As always, if you like what you saw, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for free weekly cooking content. We have plenty of variation on the channel. And I will see you all again next week. Thanks for watching.